Welcome to Overtime, the podcast. Overtime is a podcast dedicated to all things watches, particularly in the microbrand and affordable range. I'm Praka, and this is my co-host, Justin.
We are two watch enthusiasts based out of Perth, Western Australia. Join us as we discuss our thoughts on new releases, share our personal experiences, and offer our insights on building a collection.
Whether you're a seasoned enthusiast or just starting your journey, Overtime will keep you entertained with informative insights and casual conversations.
Let's get started.
So Justin, how you going, mate?
Hey man, I am pretty good. Second week of my holidays with the kids. Like we were saying before, hit and record, absolutely cooked. Been in the sun, every day for the past 2 weeks. Off to the beach again tomorrow. 36 tomorrow.
Nice.
I'm going to get a surf in. My son's been on the boogie board, so he's learning as well.
Nice.
But it's been good.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Yeah, good, mate. Good. Yeah, pretty cooked today as well. Was out at the beach as well with the kids and the wife. Yeah, we had a great time. Out in the sun for a long time. So not used to being out in the sun for ages at one go. So quite knackered. But but it's the weather for it, isn't it? 36 tomorrow. So we'll be hitting that. We'll be hitting the beach as well, probably later towards the evening. You know, a nice sort of evenings, beachy, balmy evening. Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yep. I think Saturday's supposed to be fairly hot as well, so I think we're going to head down and grab a coffee and brekkie at the beach and
nice. Yeah, nice.
Relax.
Nice. Which cafe?
I couldn't even tell you. I know we park at Sorrento car park near Hillary's, and we walk for about 2.5 k's up, and it's on the left, right near a block of toilets on the other side of the road. But
right,
they do a good like espresso protein smoothie. It's delicious, and that's usually what I get from there. And grab a coffee for the walk back.
Nice. Okay, cool. All right, no worries. As we said, we're pretty cooked today, so let's get on with it. So we're not too late. No, look at us. Just dedication, isn't it? Pure dedication for the cause. Before we crack on with today's episode, usual wrist checks. What have you got on your wrist, mate?
Today I went back for the Tudor Black Bay. So after about a week, maybe even a little bit more of not wearing it. Yeah, I threw it on today. This morning we kicked off the day with a walk to the park and went and fed the ducks at the lake. And like I said, went for a walk, 2.5 k's up the beach, and then a swim. And just the feel of this watch. I think I say it every time I put it on. It's the perfect dive tool. I wouldn't say everyday wearer, especially a little bit hotter today when the wrist was sweating. It gets a bit heavy on the wrist. Even swimming, swimming in the ocean, you could kind of feel that hefty weight behind it. Like when you kind of get into a wave on a boogie board, you kind of duck into it. You can actually feel how heavy it is floating around your wrist.
Do you wear it a bit looser? Or do you wear it a bit tighter? Or?
I do wear it looser. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it's but not like anywhere like it hangs down, like a Conor McGregor with that Patek or whatever he wore that was hanging right down. I don't know if you've seen the photo. He's like throwing a can across the room at UFC. The press conference, and it's like hanging down like on
his wrist.
Yeah, it looks ridiculous, but nowhere near that. But I love this watch. The subtle, the subtle gilt and red really does it for me, and it's a staple in the collection and a pleasure to wear.
Nice.
But what about yourself? What did you wear for your Thursday day off?
I wore, drum roll, I guess, an NWA new watch alert. It is not a new watch, it's an old watch. It's a Seiko SKX 11. So it's the SKX, the classic SKX variant. It's not the 007, which is the black dial. It is the orange dial variant. I haven't had an orange or a yellow dial in my collection for a little while. I had a yellow dial RZE a while back. This popped up for sale, and I was like, this is perfect. I would like one of these, and bang, I got it. So it's
did
great.
Get some love in Red Bar this morning in the chat. And I do agree with a lot of the comments. It is I think it is the most underrated SKX out of the lineup. And probably the inspiration for all the orange that's around from the Samurai all the way through the fives and everything these days. It's the OG. It's beautiful.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, especially I guess in the the early sort of late 90s, early 2000s sort of inspiration to all the other ones, orange. So it definitely comes from that. But I think they're they have done the same orange in their previous sort of professional quartz models.
Yep.
So yeah, but it's awesome. And yeah, I pretty much within a few days of getting it, I already wet tested it, in the beach and
Yeah, beauty.
sand, water, everything else. It's built for that, isn't it? It's
Yep.
screwed on crown. It's sort of rubber strap. Yeah, it's perfect for it actually.
There's a reason it's got its following, but actually it's one of those watches that everyone says, maybe not the orange, but the SKX 007. Everyone's like, oh, everyone's owned the SKX. Like I've never ever owned one. I don't know if I'd even like to own one. Like I think, yeah, maybe one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not one of those things that I go and I sought after. Like people really clamor for.
Yeah, I think it's had its time. Like, it was one of the, banger watches ever. It was a bang for buck. It was classic design. It had everything that you wanted, but I'll be lying if I said that it's not a little bit outdated. Not because of the design and the colors, it's the movement. It's the 7S26 no hacking, no hand winding. It's like, you got to do the infamous Seiko shuffle. But does it bother me? No, not really. Do I want it to be accurate to the nth of the second? No, I don't really.
Kind of part of the charm, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's part of the wearing experience with that age and that era.
Correct. No, it's perfect. So yeah, it's great. So yeah,
that's congrats. It's beautiful.
Thanks, man. Thank you very much. All right. So today's episode, a little bit different to our usual ones. We thought we would dedicate this episode to building a collection. And this time around, we've put a monetary value of $1,500. This point of time works out to be around 2,350 Aussie dollars or so, which
depending how the next 7 days go, that could be way far down.
Yeah,
way
exactly.
further down.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it is getting stronger in the last, according to the charts. But no, yeah, Aussie dollars absolutely tanked recently. But yeah, $1,500 is our collection mark. Look, it's not a hard and fast rule in a sense. If we're slightly over, slightly less, it's okay. I'm more saying this because of myself, because I couldn't quite get to the 1,500. I had to just went a little bit over. So let's kick off with yourself, Justin. What's your first watch in your collection, and what's the monetary value?
All right, so first watch I went for was the Seiko Tortoise SRPH15K. So it's the green dial variant. Reason being, we in the rules of whatever this game is as well, we said we weren't going to choose something in our own collection, and I needed something turtle-esque, and this is the infamous case shape and design. So it had to be part of it, and it kind of brings that field feeling into the dive watch case and experience. And for the price of 472 Aussie on Starbuy, wow. Pretty good deal, I think, considering it's a field / diver, 200 meters water resistance. You get your full I've forgotten the word for it. Gonna skip it, don't worry.
Okay.
I'll come back to it when it pops into my head. It will happen. It's been a long day. But right. And yeah, like I like to follow color in my collection. Warranty was the word. Sorry, listeners, I've just had a absolute mind wander. Yeah, you get your full warranty, Seiko warranty through Starbuy, and for us in Australia, it's likely to be here in a couple of days. So for that kind of monetary value, when starting a budget of $1,500 collection, that was the forefront of my thinking.
Yeah, that's a fantastic pick for the first one. I think it's a bit underrated as well. This tortoise model definitely is. I don't. Yes, and is it roughly equates to $299 USD. So for those playing along at home. So yeah, okay. Did you pick the green variant to tick off that sort of color, or was it just like you just liked the one? I
picked the green because I always had something green in my collection. I've always had a green watch, and I haven't had one for quite some time now in my collection. Yeah. And I think, green field, and even ocean, where I was kind of deep sea fishing a couple of weeks ago, there was some hints of green in the water. But yeah, just something different, because later on down the track in the collection, I get some plainer colors. This is where the the coloured side of the
Mm.
$1,500 collection is coming from.
I like it. I like it. It's an awesome start. I don't have anything green in my collection. I just thought about it. I don't. Anyway.
I didn't, yeah, I wasn't focusing too much on color, but with this watch as well, the idea was, the $15 collection. After that, what can you do with straps? And
Yes.
this watch, especially from all the way from Craft Blue fitted rubbers all the way through to NATOs, through to even some Seiko dive rubbers. There's a lot you can
Yep.
do here to make it feel like not a new watch, but a different experience to wear without breaking the bank.
Yeah, it's super versatile. And it's a Seiko, so it's going to be
That's
reliable,
it.
robust, and it's going to keep ticking. Awesome. Fantastic first pick.
Beautiful. What have you got for your first pick?
So before I sort of get into my first pick, I just wanted to so what I wanted to do is I wanted to try and cover as much ground as I can. I think similar to what you've done in a sense. But I've gone with 3 brands that are all micro brands.
Cool.
And I guess because I wanted to showcase, what you can get outside of your standard Seiko and Citizens and stuff like that. And plus, most of the ones that I wanted to pick for Seiko and Hamilton and all that, I already have in my collection, so I couldn't pick it.
That was my problem too.
Yeah, I picked 3 watches and I was like, wait, I have all of these. Okay, well, hang on. But that also shows, I collecting what I'm liking. So, all right, without further ado, first pick is the Serica 4512 California dial.
Beautiful.
Serica's one of those brands that have popped up just a couple of years, I think. It's about 3 years old now, the brand.
Yeah.
No, to 2019, I think. And they've had a lot of good things said about them, and a couple of I wouldn't say negative things, but a couple of criticism, constructive criticism. But it's just something that covers, for me, this covers the field watch aesthetic straight away.
Yep.
And it also covers the essentially kind of like a diver garter watch, because it's a 200-meter water resistant screw down crown. It comes with a bracelet and the buoyant clip bracelet. I don't know if you've seen those before. They're a very interesting bracelet. I actually got hands on one of these. I've tried on.
Cool.
Yeah, it was at an event. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, bloke had his Serica. I was like, oh, that's cool. Can I try it on? And he's like, yeah, no worries. And I tried it on, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. So it is a bit small, on the smaller side. It's a 38 mil. I think it's a 38 mil. Or 37.7 mil case diameter but it's a 47 lug to lug, so it's a little bit longer. So I guess like all the field watches that we normally have, like Hamiltons and stuff as well, slightly have that that little bit of a longer lug to lug.
Yep.
I like a California dial. I don't have one in my collection personally, so I figured if I'm going to build a collection, I want to have something like this. The black, inky black, like you can sort of just go with any. It's a garter, like you can wear it with anything really, but you can dress it down. It's a 20 mil between the lugs, so you're bound to have 20 mil NATOs. This will fit any NATO.
It's got to look good on a lot of different straps too. You can chuck this on a plain black rubber all the way to NATO.
That's right.
It's going to look great.
That's right. Comes with the Soprod movement, I think, which is STP movement, which is a Swiss-made movement. I think there's some. It's not Soprod, sorry. It's a STP. So it's 45 hours power reserve, plus or minus 6 seconds a day accuracy. I mean, that's pretty good for it's pretty good for a field watch. And the price on this is $605 US. So it's about 950 Aussie dollars at this point in time. So yeah, I went with something, I guess, probably a little bit more garter-ish, but it ticks a lot of boxes for me.
No, these are cool. I think this is a conversation starter as well. This is not your everyday watch that you see out in the wild. I'm not a California dial fan myself, but I'd see the appeal to them. But I think, in terms of something you could wear, like you said, with under a cuff or with a pair of boardies at the walking on the beach, you can do it all. I really like that you can get a crown at the 3 or the 9. I didn't know that was a thing with Serica. I've never really looked into them before. That's pretty interesting. You can swap it.
Yeah,
By
it's a
choice.
bit yeah, and again it's good for left-handed. People like to wear their watch on the right hand. Perfect.
Yeah.
Destro dial. Is that what it's
You
called?
just don't see that
Destro
option. Yeah.
case. Yeah. Yeah. It's great. And yeah, like that point clip bracelet. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's
No.
so cool. It's
Yeah, I'm
so
looking at
cool.
it now, but I've never experienced them before. I've heard the term, but I've never experienced one.
You gotta check it out. It's just it sort of feels, how do you say it? Not it doesn't. I'm like, how is this actually secured properly? But it is. It is. I know this sounds, yeah, but it's awesome. So yeah. Anyway, that's my first pick, and so what's
Yeah, great.
your second pick?
Great pick. All right. So my
Thank you.
second pick, I went for a watch that's releasing. It's tomorrow for us.
Oh,
But as of release of this episode, it's probably sold out. You can't get it. I'm very sorry about that. But for the sake of this, tomorrow night I could get it if we wanted to. So I went for the Zilos Swordfish Field 38 millimeter bronze meteorite. Now, my last watch, the Seiko, was also a field diver kind of mashup, and this is the same thing. But this, might not, no, people might not agree with it, but this to me is what I would wear if I was going to go to a night out, like on a I needed a dress watch as such. Like I'm not a dress watch person, but looking at the angles of some of the shots that appeared on the forums, it's very high polished in bronze, which you don't usually see too much of in the hobby. It's usually a bit more tooly. This is definitely a bit more. I don't know. It doesn't. This looking at the bronze, it doesn't feel like a field watch. It looks like a field watch in the dial, but the overall case, I reckon if you put a nice strap on that, it's going to wear really well as a 38 mil.
yeah.
And you don't see Zelos go too small. Usually we're over the top and chunky. And this is quite refined. And I've had swordfish in the past. So I own one now, not the field variant, but yeah, it's a great wearing case. And take away that dive bezel, I think is going to add a level to this watch that we haven't really had before. The only thing I dislike about it is in the pictures, it looks like the crown and the buckle are a different toned bronze to the rest of the watch. And it bugs my OCD, but it kind of matches the indices in the hands.
I see what you're saying. I'm zooming into it right now. Yeah, it could just be photos.
It could be rendering.
It could be rendering as well. Because if you look at the second or the third photo, I think it looks like it's slightly more similar, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. So is it a slightly different bronze material? It's CUSN8, so apparently it's 8% tin. So maybe that's what gives it that slight different color. And I guess the finish, you don't really see a lot of bronze cases that have that high polished
no.
So there's a high polished bezel, isn't it? So the bezel's nice and polished, and I guess that's what gives it the dressy look.
Yeah. I think with this, if you go on like a barbecue that's going to continue on into the night type thing, this is what I would wear to it, because Zilos Lume is so out of control. And with this meteorite dial, I like the logo is also applied in a bronze tone as well. I think there's a lot of different things at play with this watch that Zilos hasn't played with before. That's the other reason I wanted to add it to this collection, is it's something they've never done before. It's a bit of innovation on their behalf, but I think it's a good looking watch. I was pretty close to trying to jump on the list for this tomorrow night, but I'm gonna refrain. I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, I think this is just maybe more of the everyday wearer in my collection, in terms of I could wear it anything. 200 meters water resistance again. It looks nice. You could wear it with a shirt. You could wear it with a hoodie. It's just a bit of a go over and do everything, in my opinion, that you don't see a lot of in bronze.
Yeah, it's a very dressy sort of piece for a bronze. Sort of, how do you say it? It's like Zelos's brutalist version of the Oris pointer date.
Yeah,
like in a weird way. I mean, it's a completely different style, but like I look at an Oris Big Crown pointer date bronze as like a dressy bronze watch.
Yeah, yep.
This is like, we can do the same with Zelos, but we're gonna make it 200 meter water resistant. We're gonna make all the lume and meteorite dial because we're Zelos.
That's our thing. Yeah. But
and
I think
that's
with a
gonna be
nice
fun.
aged piece of leather here with a bit of stitching on it, maybe some, color matching stitching to match that patina look on the dial, would do it, a lot of justice.
And it's a nice 38 mil diameter, 44 lug to lug. Like it's a field watch, but like you say, it can be dressy just because of that size as well. Like, it's not too big. It's 38 is, I reckon, a sweet spot for even people that have bigger wrists.
Yep.
You don't really want a dress watch, which is huge. Dress watches are meant to be a bit, understated, underrated kind of.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Nice.
Cool.
Solid second pick. And may, anyone who listens in the next, 7 days or so, it's probably sold out. So sorry about that.
We did speak about it last week and gave you the heads up it was coming.
We did. So maybe you've already picked it up. All right. Well, let's get on to my second pick.
Far away.
So very much in the same vein of the first one, which was, I guess, I picked the first one because I wanted a field watch, but it covered a field watch and a dive watch. This one is a true garter, and it is the Traska Summitier 36. So we've spoken about this watch before in this podcast. We've both had hands-on with this perfect watch to add to the collection. Look, it's a 36 mil field watch essentially, but it's basically the Rolex Explorer homage, but it's just a fantastically well done piece. And Traska is one of those brands that I guess they design wise is they have tried and tested designs, but they do it very well, and then they add on all the different making sure all their specs are high spec and well finished as well. I mean, we've both had hands-on experience with that, and it was just incredible. And all the bracelet, just everything. It's just great. And yes, it's not a 200-meter water resistance. It's not a true diver, but 100-meter water resistance, screw down crown. You can bring in the water. You can do pretty much anything with it. And that bracelet tapers so well. This can be a dress watch. You know what I mean? There's nothing. You can wear this in a suit, and it looks elegant, looks great. And same thing as the first one as well. This is a 20 mil between the lugs. You can change straps out real easy because it's 20 mils, like the most common strap size. So there's many different colorways. If it was me, because I'm a bit boring, I'd probably go the black dial in this, just because the black dial it's that charcoal. It's just so prominent. But I guess my second pick, if I don't go the charcoal, would be the midnight blue. It's also very nice blue, and it's just a classic color, and it's just a classic watch. Yeah, and it comes at bang on 600 USD.
Yeah, it's an incredible watch. Being hands-on with it, yeah, the owner is extremely lucky to have one because you can't get them. But this watch offers a lot for the money, and that seems to be a thing in the in the affordable space. People wanting to own something that looks like they've got more than what it is or more than what it's worth. People like that kind of feeling.
Yeah.
And this watch gave me that feeling when I got hands-on with it.
Yeah.
And I think I'm kind of in line with you on the first, on my preferred one. I go with the black as well. It's too classic, right?
Yeah.
It's very classic. And my second choice would be the sandstone yellow.
Okay.
And maybe not so much for the yellow, but the way it contrasts with those blued hands. The blued hands are excellent.
Yeah, there's some good colors here, even though they're quite muted. Yeah, like you say, the charcoal, it's just like an inky black. It almost like pulls you in. You're like, oh yeah, this is a classic watch. And I wore it for that. I wore it for a day when I did get hands on it. I was like, oh, this just wears so well. We talk about value for money in micro brands. Talk about what you pay for, what you're getting. If another brand did, a more mainstream brand did this exact same watch, it'll cost you way more than
just because there's a little bit of inspiration from the Explorer, then someone's going to cash in on that
for sure.
If it was for more of a mainstream, you see it in the diver space all the time.
Yeah, see it. I mean, I don't even have to go too far. I mean, let's look at the Smiths watch, which is the Smiths Everest, which is, arguably they were the first, I think, on or something like that.
Yeah,
The story is
it's
that
got its history. Yeah.
it does have its history, so it's cool. And there's so many, there are many watches out there that have that inspiration, that sort of that OP Oyster Perpetual or the sort of explorer-esque vibes.
Yep.
But Trasker just does it really well. Yeah, I think it's a great pick. And again, I didn't intentionally go for another Garda, but I think it's good to have watches in your collection that you can do anything with, just because you never know, right?
Yeah, let's be real. Like you and I, we're not going, deep sea scuba diving or anything
No.
on the regular. Like you're building the collection around what you do in your everyday. And
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be fine for doing the dishes or bathing the kids. It's going to be absolutely fine for a water balloon fight.
Exactly. Anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Awesome.
Isn't it weird? Like I get history. I love history, especially attached to watches. But isn't it weird how much people get hung up over that? Omega Boulevard first watch to the moon type thing. Like I get it. It's cool, but it's just a watch on the moon. I don't see the huge draw to it. Like it's just someone just wore it on their wrist. Like when we talk about the first pair of boots that land on the moon, is that a collectible item? It's just such a weird thing to get excited over.
Yeah, I think it's not quite the same with you there. I actually think it's really cool. However, I think it's really cool, but then Omega has like a million models that are called the Moon Watch.
That's where I'm kind of leaning in. Yeah, I think the actual this Smiths or this Explorer was the first one there. That's awesome that one's there. But we don't need to market everything that's the Smiths marketing. Everest and the Explorer to who made it there first.
How do you sell watches, man? That's how you sell watches. I'll be honest. I think more people know that, like, Omega, when they say about Omega, they think about the watch that went in the moon more than and Omega's history is actually like way more than just the watch that came into the moon. They got a lot more history than that. I can't tell you off the top of my head, but they began in like 1848 or something. Like they what do you call it? And anyway, Omega's been there, done that, and they can part and they can go around Rolex, if not more. But anyway, let's not get into that topic.
No, to clarify, I think the history is awesome. Like I love that. Yeah. I just feel I feel weird about the whole like get yourself a moon watch. Like it's just a chronograph that looks the same.
Yeah, it's the same.
Anyway,
it is. No, it's. I think some of our listeners would feel the same way, actually. And if you do, hit us up. Let us know.
For sure.
Even if you don't, just do it. Do it anyway.
I'll open the can of worms any day. I love a chat.
Call us out. Call us out. All right.
Well, I'm going to eat my own words a little bit, and I'm going to say my next choice is the Boulevard Lunar Pilot.
Oh, damn. Okay. I like that setup.
The reason being, I've owned this watch in the past. I didn't own it for long.
Okay.
That was when I was going through. Yeah, literally, it might have been maybe a week.
Okay.
And the only reason I moved on is because I was looking at funding something else, and it's actually one that every now and then I do miss a little bit. But at the same time, I don't lust for it by any means. But I think, like I was just saying, like if you do enjoy a bit of history and do enjoy a bit of a story, that it is a cool one to have in the collection.
The 43 mil, the original size,
the big boy, and that was part of my issue with that watch. Is at the time, like I was a bit of a bigger boy myself and had a bigger wrist, and it was still quite large for me. And the thickness of the watch was also quite not an issue, but it just wasn't appealing. Like it's pretty rare that I look at a watch on the wrist and say, oh, it's not great from all angles, but this was one that on my wrist did not look fantastic. But there's some people out there who can pull it off. But in terms of the watch itself, its history, it's a chronograph. It's what do they call it? It's some sort of super accurate quartz. I can't remember. I think it's high performance quartz, what they call it. Another one that's an absolute strap monster as well. I think you can chuck. I was wearing a red strap for the first week I had it.
Really?
Racing, racing strap of some kind, with some black stitching that went really well with the dial. But yeah, I think for something that's extremely legible, something that would look good on leather, something you can wear out again, something that can still look sporty, and you get a little bit of history for an affordable price,
Okay.
which I like. And kind of, leaning back into what we just spoke about, when you
Mm.
think, Smiths, Everest, what other kind of watches at this price point have that kind of
History.
history that's there?
Mm.
It's very hard to find. You can kind of, you think of Seiko's, your old
First
Seiko
automatic.
chronographs. You're not going to
Yeah.
fit any of those in this price point,
No, definitely not.
unfortunately.
Definitely not. It'll be hard to ask. Yeah, and you're right. You're right. The watches with the history usually come attached with a big price tag. So this is cool. There's a couple of different variants here. Which one? How much was your pick?
569 Aussie was
Cool.
this one. So I went
So
for the
is that
plain black on a NATO.
yeah?
You get the the other strap in the box as well. This is the one I bought myself.
Okay.
I did buy the bracelet secondhand off someone, and no one come for me, but I thought it was absolutely terrible. It wore
Yeah.
terrible. It ripped every hair out of my wrist it could. It was just not a great bracelet, but I think the new ones may have a new bracelet as well.
Okay. Okay. The
Um,
new ones being the slightly smaller versions.
yeah, and then I think the
So
tropic strap that
tropic
comes with
strap.
it was
Yeah.
really rough as well. So I
Okay.
think from memory, I threw it on a Tell Your Time tropic strap, and it
Okay.
wore fantastic on that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, nice. Yeah. The cool thing, and yeah, like you said about the movement, just going back to the movement there, it's pretty cool. Yeah, that 262 kilohertz vibrational frequency for the super. The Bullovas have a long history in I guess a
Mm-hmm.
high kilohertz movements. I think they had the Accutron. They got a lot of their court stuff quite good as well. So yeah, nice. That's a great pick.
The watch itself, the box is beautiful. It's presented well. You get a
Hmm.
little, Apollo. Is it 11 or 15? Off the top of my head, I can't remember.
15.
15.
Yeah.
Apollo 15. Kind of picture on in the opening of the box. You get it on the back of the case back, so you're getting a little bit more than your kind of average. Like the Seiko I've picked previously and whatnot. So
Mm.
different experience. It's a charming watch. I think it's great for the money.
Yeah, for sure. Was it Dave Scott? Was he the man that was wore that? I don't know.
Possibly. I
Yes.
think.
Yeah, Dave Scott. That's it. So yeah, astronaut Dave Scott. And his personal pullover
Yeah, it was his
sold.
own, wasn't it? It wasn't a given to him thing,
No,
was it?
no, he was his own. He wore that.
Yep.
And because he's apparently his Omega, this is a story, is that Omega stopped working or the crystal popped or something. So he whipped this on. That's the story. That his personal pullover chronograph that went to
Yep.
space sold for 1.3 million US dollars.
See, the story is amazing. Like, I love that. I'm not mad that it sold for that much.
Yeah.
If it sold for that much, someone's obviously got its, found the value there.
Yeah.
Which is cool, and I love the story. But
yeah, actually, sorry, 1.625 million. Sorry.
geez, yeah,
Yeah.
that is a significant difference.
That is huge. So very cool. Very, very cool. Nice. That's some cool history there. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just doing a bit of a tally here, a running tally. You're up to about 1670, about 1670 AUD so far. You've got but you've got just over 1,000 US dollars. So okay, cool. And I have about 300 bucks left, and my last pick is a chronograph as well.
Cool.
So like I said at the start, I kind of went over my 1,500 budget. 1,524 is my
That's
budget. So
within
100,
you've killed it.
Yeah. So this is a chronograph from a brand called Nezumi. So Nezumi is a brand, a Swedish brand, and yeah, they make some really cool chronographs. In fact, I was going to buy one of their chronographs called the Tonnerre, which was and it's got a Seiko Maker Quartz movement in it, and yeah, it's just a cool classic design, with the 3 register.
This is right up your alley.
Yeah, so this is exactly what I was going to buy, and this is a couple of years back. Been out of stock about a year back. out of stock and it hasn't come back in stock yet. So it says temporarily out of stock. So hopefully it does. So because for the rules of this game, and I would like our listeners to be able to buy whatever we talk about, I've picked the voucher. I think I've said that correctly.
Ah, cool.
The
Yep.
voucher, which is apparently French for car. So,
right.
People who are French-speaking listeners, I apologize for that. So yeah, so there's it is. Oh, are you kidding me? I think it's also out of stock. Apparently.
Oh.
Okay. Well, it should be back in stock soon. So it says temporarily out of stock. It is it's just a classic chronograph, right? With your tachymeter, and it's beautifully designed. I'm looking at the color that I'm looking at. It's the version, so the VQ3.201. So it's the reverse panda or the evil panda,
Yep.
how we want to call it, the black dial with the white. And yeah, it's so racing inspired.
Yeah.
The colors of the black, the creamy dial with the black, and then the orange chronograph hand, and it comes on this black rally strap or a dark brown rally strap with that sort of vintage stitching on the side, and it's just gorgeous. I just think it just ticks so many boxes for, and it's what do you call it? It's got it's only 50-meter water resistance. It is a chronograph. But yeah, it's got, double dome, sapphire crystal, anti-reflective coating. It's got the VK63 Mecha Quartz movement. So yeah, it's hard pressed to try and get a automatic chronograph in our price range. But yeah, it's 40 mil case, 11 and a half thick case height. So it's not huge. 47 mil lug to lug as well. So, it's not massive. It should fit most wrists very well. And it comes with a 20 mil lug width. So, all three watches I've picked in this collection, you just need to buy a couple of straps, a rubber strap, a couple of NATOs, and bang, you can just swap between. And yeah, I think it's a great pick for if you're looking for a chronograph with a Mega Quartz movement that's just a little bit different. We've definitely spoken about many chronographs, and you own
as of recent times.
as of recent times. Stratton, of course, is a big. We speak about Stratton quite a bit, but I thought, let's just change it a little bit. Let's try finding something different. So yeah, I've gone with this Zoomy.
No, this is really cool. And on the bracelet, it looks stunning. I'm only kind of just venturing into the chronograph world, and vintage inspired isn't really, I can appreciate it, but it's not what I would wear.
Yeah.
But this is done extremely tastefully. And yeah, that reverse panda or whatever you're kind of looking at, that subdials within the backing of the dial changing again halfway through is done really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is I'd never heard of these before, so great. Yeah, great pick.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah. The Tonnerre was the one that was on my radar for
that's more you. That watch is very
long time. Yeah, maybe because it's also the size. I would say it's a 38 mil chrono.
Yeah,
I just think it's and again, same thing. I was looking at the reverse panda as well, the TQ1 302. But again, not in stock. So yeah, Nazumi, if I don't anyone, I would love it if you guys restock
got one laying around.
Watches. Yeah, got one laying around or can restock it. I think it's I'm a sucker for vintage inspired watches, as you know. But I just think this is done really tastefully.
This feels like a race watch. That's that. We kind of speak about inspiration and where it kind of pulls from. This feels like something that you'd see on a what are they called? Driver, race car driver, whatever they're called.
Yeah,
I was going to say pilot, but yeah, it looks like that. And this Tonnerre, that silver dial with the black subdials is stunning.
Oh yes,
that's very cool.
Yeah, that's also pretty cool. And the cool thing about Nezumi is it's been around for a while. This brand's been around for 12 years. And for a micro brand, 12 years is a long time.
Yeah, it's huge.
I think that's like Christopher Ward. Yeah, I think that's like Christopher Ward range. I could be wrong off the top of my head. I don't know when Christopher Ward. Yeah, so anyway, and Christopher Ward is obviously the next level. Actually, no, the Crystal was 2004, so maybe not that long.
They're 20. Jeez.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they've been around. Yeah, they've been around for sure. And that basically rounds off my collection. So we finished up at 1524 US dollars, roughly 2,400 AUD, and we've ticked off, field diver, garter, and a chronograph, and that's my colors wise, I was a bit boring, but I think you can pick whatever color you want, and that's my collection. Yeah,
and I feel like you're usually not stick away from color by any means, but you do like your white and black dials.
I do. Yeah, I have my colors, but I only wear them, on special occasions, sort of thing. Yeah.
Also, Nezumi, just going back quickly before we move on, the name Nezumi came from a book that the owner read as a child about the Japanese Robin Hood called Nezumi Kozo, who stole from the rich samurai and gave to the poor, which I think is a pretty cool name.
Yeah, it's a bit random because you're like Nezumi's a Japanese
Watches.
name, and then it's a Swedish brand, and it's assembled in Germany. So yes, it's a little bit I guess it's global, this brand, but it's cool. I like it.
It's very cool. Yeah. Sweet. Nice. All right. Well, moving on to my last picks, I managed to squish 2 more in. So I'm going to fire away. I haven't put a standalone diver into my collection yet. So this is it. I went for the Signum Cuda Pearl. Now, the idea of my collection here was to kind of, I was going to stick to 3, but I thought, within 1,500, there's a lot to play with there in the micro and affordable range these days. And, you can get a lot of dial textures. And that was the idea of going meteorite, having a chronograph, and now going for the Sigmund Cuda Pearl. Now, this watch retails for $299 USD, which I think is dirt cheap. So I went for the 38 mil because I'm kind of feeling smaller watches these days. So 38.5 mil. It's the white pearl dial with the black bezel and kind of white, dive time blocks on the right. Of the bezel insert. And this was my standalone diver just because of the price, really. This feels like you're getting so much more. I think we spoke about it with Kyle, the owner of Signum, when it came on, like $299 USD for a mother of pearl 200-meter dive watch. Insane.
Okay. I'm looking at this, and maybe it's because I've got $399 here, but unless
that's the titanium, I think.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Yep. So Signum Cuda Pearl. Yes. Okay. $299.
So just the Signum Cuda Pearl. So I think this is again at like so much money for the value you get here and the quality that you're getting with this build. And having been hands on with Stratton, not so much Signum, that you're going to get the build quality attached to this. But I think it rounds out the collection here pretty well. To chuck the diver on the end.
Yeah, it's a good size as well, for the lug to lug of what are we looking at here? So it's a case size of, was it 40 mil or 38?
Yeah, so 38.5.
Okay, yeah, so that's at the bezel. Okay, yeah, nice. And 44 lug to lug.
It's very compact divery feel.
Super compact, and I like that. I really like the mother of pearl, the black pearl. This is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I was going to go with the black pearl, but I thought I got the black dial. Like I wanted to tick off like a black dial, a whitish dial, and then have some color in there.
Okay, so the white pearl. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so the white pearl is what I would go for here. But it just feels like you're getting something a bit more than your average diver because you think $299 for Seiko. What are you looking at? It's a Seiko 5, right?
Yes.
You're not looking at anything dive unless you go Starbuy. You can get yourself a turtle or something on special.
Sure.
But you're not going to get anything mother of pearl or.
No,
I'm not going to say your build quality may be a little bit more.
Yeah,
extending out with Signum as well. You're not going to get your Stratton QC. I mean, your Seiko QC issues along with that. But I just think it's a lot of money here, and it kind of adds another level of complexity to a $1,500 collection where you got meteorite, now you've got pearl, you've got high performance quartz.
Yeah.
Some cool stuff, yeah.
Very, very different. Very different things put into it. Oh, that's cool. I feel like the white pearl is out of stock. So
the 38.5 is in stock.
Perfect.
The 40 is out. The 40 is out.
Good. Good. Okay, good. You didn't do the same. You didn't do what I did and thought it was in stock. And there isn't.
No. Okay, and the cool thing with this as well, you can get no date or date watches with here too. So you get the selection. I'm a big fan of no date watches. I think half my collection is now no date, and half is with date. And I'm definitely preferring no date. And if there is one, put it at the 6, which Stratton does well. But I think just having that option there, also at that price point of $299, which you can't go to a Seiko and pick out a turtle that has no date.
Oh no, definitely not. No date watches are like a rarity with most. I feel like most non-micro brands always seem to put dates. I'm a bit torn on that one because I'd like having no date watches. Like one of my most favorite watches is my Astor Banks, which is no date, and it's awesome. I also like the flexibility or, just having the date there. So, right now I'm looking at my SKX and going, oh yeah, it's Thursday, 5th the date, I like having that. So
that's cool. With, 2 kids in school, we both got 2. I barely know what day of the week it is, let alone the date, or sometimes, I don't know, when we cross over in months. So
that's true. It's true.
Okay. Sometimes it's better.
Yeah, it's true. Touche. So you've stuck in one more?
I was stuck in one more, so I had I think around $100 or $99 left to play with in my collection, and I think every collection, in my opinion, needs the Casio to round off the end. And I went for my favorite, which is the all grey Casioak. I've had 3 and parted ways with them all, and I was looking at a Angus and Coote this morning, and I was going to put this on the price, but it was $89 in Angus and Coote, and I was going to buy it, but I always move it on. So this time I said, no, it's not happening. Something about the Casio guy always get rid of it and go back to a G-Shock Square. Yes. I don't know if it's the slightly more compact wearing experience and whatnot. It's kind of my gym watch. If I go for a run, that's the one I usually choose. Like we went through, it's they're the OG sport watch in my opinion.
I agree.
And it's just, I think it rounds it out well to have that on the end of there.
Yeah.
But at that price point, you could sub the Casioak out for anything.
Any G-Shock, really.
Yeah, G-Shock Square. On special, you can get some of the better ones. Like I couldn't even tell you reference numbers of G-Shocks. I'm not going to try, but there's many different ones you can get around that 100 to 150 USD mark.
Yeah, you can get the G-Shock Squares with the heart rate sort of monitors and stuff in there as well. Because you said you rounded out your collection, right? Because I'm tracking all the numbers here. You said $89. That's AUD, so that's US dollars, $58.
Dirt cheap,
You're actually under the 1,500. I don't even know how you managed to do that, but you did.
I went hard, because the idea here was like if you've been through it, I've been through it. You're building a collection. You kind of want your bang for your buck, and we've both got families. We've both got bills. Yes. Interest rates here in Australia are through the roof. It probably is everywhere else in the world. And the point of this for me was to show that you can get a very diverse, very unique collection. You might have to jump on at midnight here in Perth to grab the swordfish, but most of this was in stock and can be bought today. So thinking about it, a lot of people make a purchase of one watch for $1,500. The thought of then going, have I got 2 watches now? Can I diversify by going, here's $1,500 that I was putting aside for something else and expand on by 4 or 3 is pretty cool for what you get when
you
shop around.
Yeah, and I mean that's really how I've built my collection on. To be honest, I have multiple at a certain price point instead of saying, well, if I got rid of those, I can get one with a higher price point. And yes, I could do that, but also I enjoy wearing all of these 3. I enjoy having the variety and to be able to go, well, I want to wear this today, I wear that today. So yeah, it's awesome. You've done a great job. You picked 5, I picked only 3. So yes, I went slightly over and you went under. In total,
we cancel each other out.
We did. In total, we actually came under $3,000 in total, so it's $2,940. So fantastic,
beautiful. No, that was good. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, that was we hope that was insightful, because one of the things we set out to do in this podcast was give informative discussions, but also help to build a collection. And I felt like this episode really reinforced that. And also it's a bit dangerous because now I'm looking at some of these watches to add to my collection.
The Signum Cuda, it's been in my brain since I was looking at it this morning.
Terrible. We're definitely bad influences on each other. Enablers.
Right. That's it.
Yeah, I mean that's why you listen to this podcast, right? You want to know more about watches.
We've all got problems.
We've all got yes. All right. Well,
Beauty.
we've come to the part of the episode where we talk about something interesting we had seen or heard this week. Justin.
I've got a couple.
Okay, cool.
So first one for me was I got a new NWA this week as well, which I'm very happy with. So the idea was I was going to stay up till 12 o'clock tomorrow night here, Friday night in WA, to jump on the wait list, or not the wait list, the queue for one of these Xylos swordfish fields. It was going to be either the mother of pearl stainless steel 40 millimeter or the 38 meteorite that I was just speaking about. And I've been umming and ahhing. I've been in a weird kind of love-hate relationship with Xylos lately. I absolutely love the Nebula. I had a weird dabble into maybe thinking about selling it this week, and then I completely jumped off that wagon. As soon as I put it on, I went, oh my God, look at it in the sun. So that's not going anywhere anytime soon. I love it. But the idea was I've been looking for a field watch, and the reason is I've culled my collection right back down. I've been rocking around 6 watches in the collection, 7 watches, maybe 8, and then selling one. And I kind of wanted a field to round that out. I've decided I don't want a dress watch because I can dress up my old Amiga. That's what I want to wear out. It's got a lot of sentimental value towards it.
Sure.
That's what I want to wear when I go out. And in Red Bar, got a message from one of our fellow members who said he was selling a Boldr Voyage Antarctic. And I had looked into Boldr recently, looking at some of their chronograph field models, and I think they're a great brand. And I couldn't say no to the deal that we reached. So shout out to Watching James on YouTube. Absolute pleasure to deal with, and a gentleman in person. And thank you for the watch. It's going to get a lot of wear, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's fantastic looking watch. I haven't seen it in person yet, but some awesome shots you've taken. And yeah, I saw that watch for sale too, and I was like, ooh, was tempted, but I don't need any more watches.
Yeah, and this is the thing. It rounded out my collection perfectly. Like I'm on 7. The Seiko speed timer has gone. I found the box. I found the links.
Oh, awesome. When
I found it.
Yeah, good.
I started. Yeah, I'll tell you off camera where that'll happen. And the story to that. But yeah, it's gone. So 1 in, 1 out worked, and I'm back to my 7. But I've got my diver. This one, the Boldr is very. It's field / diver inspired. Like it's got the diver dimensions, but it's got that field dial design, and it's beautiful. But it is so hard to take a photo of. Oh my God!
I want to ask you something about that Boldr Voyage Antarctic. The clasp.
Yep.
It's got this line or design or something in it. What is that?
It's the face of what I think it is, and I haven't clarified because I can't find it on Boldr's website, but it is on the cover of the box as well. It's like if you were looking at a mountain from the side and it was sticking out in the horizon. Yes. I think that's it. Because when I looked at that, I was like, oh, this is a big old scratch to be, how do you do this? And then, I kind of realized when I opened the box and see, it's on there. It's on the little travel pouch it comes with. It's part of it. But I think it's to do with, exploring and
all right. Okay. So it says here it's a topographic line art, whatever that is.
Oh, okay. So it's like you're looking at a map. It's like
topography. Yeah. So,
well, for the listeners, it does look like a mountain. I'm not an idiot.
No. I honestly, if I didn't read that, I'd be like, yeah, that's what it is. It's a mountain.
I assumed it was.
Yeah, no, it looks fantastic. Have you got it on the bracelet? I've got it
on the bracelet, and I ordered a NATO today for it.
Okay, all right. I'm curious to see how's the bracelet wear on this.
It's very comfortable. I think you kind of get those bracelets that sort of fit, but still wear a little bit loose when it feels like it's the perfect size. And if you go one link down, it's very tight.
Yeah,
this fit very well, and it conforms to the wrist well. It's a bit top heavy, but I like it. The high box sapphire, dome sapphire is beautiful. It produces some amazing angles when the light hits it, and that Botina kind of loom is going to go awesome with this sandstorm inspired strap that I've bought for like a yellowy strap.
Nice.
But it fits the field watch that I've kind of sought after.
Cool. Nice one. Nice.
Sweet. And my second one is I watched a Netflix doco when the kids finally fell asleep and had an afternoon nap. I've had an afternoon nap, like the kids haven't had it in like over a year. Like we're done with naps. We finally got one in, but it's called The Days, the tragic story behind the tsunami off the coast of Fukushima in Japan. And it's like a docuseries that's reenacted based on true events. And it's a very emotional watch. It's very hectic. I like shows that grab you, but this really kind of grabbed me by the heartstrings of the brain, and you kind of like, oh god. But I recommend watching it because there is quite a few watches to be spotted, even though I couldn't tell which ones they were because I just can't tell. I was trying to pause. I was looking. A lot of it's dark because the power's off in the movie.
Sure.
The power's down, the station's out, so it's very hard to tell. But there's a lot of watches in that movie, in that series.
That's cool. All right, I will put that on my watch list. And yeah, I've what do you call it? I've built a strange talent in spotting Japanese watches, namely Seiko's. So maybe I might be all right at this. I've seen Chernobyl, the HBO series, and that was a hard watch. So I'm assuming this is very similar in that sort of hard, awesome show, but hard to watch.
Yeah, it's just very it's very sad, but at the same time it's so gripping. But it does a great job of tugging on the emotions and really getting you invested in the series, which is kind of what you look for when you want something good to watch. And it's an 8-part, so you can do it in a day if you're really bored, but it took me a couple of days to get through. Okay,
cool. Awesome.
Beauty. What about yourself? What's interesting in your week?
Well, it's not as extensive as your something interesting this week. It's actually a short one. It's a quote I came across, and again, I've said this multiple times. I'm a bit of a Seiko fanboy. So this is a quote from the founder of Seiko it's a Kintaro Hattori, and the quote is, "I believe that the wristwatch is an intimate accessory. The best watches live in harmony and interact with the wearer, and their functions offer a reassuring and emotionally satisfying bond."
Awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was a very cool quote, and in many ways
resonates,
doesn't it? Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, there's nothing about it has to be sapphire crystal or what I'm saying.
My favorite part about that is it comes from Seiko, but it doesn't reference Seiko. You can tell they're talking about the broader. You kind of you get it in the Swiss. You kind of get a lot of
has to be this has to be from the mountains of I know what you're saying.
David Beckham said born to dare, you've born to dare, Tudor. But no, it's not just a one-liner, it's a bit more in depth, and it definitely resonates well. I'm gonna put that in my Instagram bio, I think.
It's really cool. Well, I'll definitely I'll chuck that in the show notes so that people can have a read. But yeah, that's my something interesting this week.
No, that's very cool. Never heard of that. Never seen it. That's very cool. Where did you find that? Where did you stumble across that?
My hours of trawling the internet for watch stuff. I will find it and put it down somewhere. All right, I'll find. Yeah, it's like I should definitely have a source for that. Otherwise, I'm just I got it somewhere. I'll find it.
You dreamt it, right? It came to your head. It was you.
It did. I was I had my SKX 11. I was
swimming in the ocean this morning.
Yeah. All right. Before I keep talking more delirious nonsense, let's
take care, my wise friend.
Let's wrap up this episode. We've had an awesome time crafting and curating our $1,500 collection. I hope it draws some inspiration for the listeners, even if you don't get the particular watch we talked about, but maybe just some of the brands we
explore. See what's out there.
Exactly. And if there's nothing else, I'll catch you next week.
Take care, mate. Thank you for joining us on Overtime the podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode.
You can find us on our Instagrams at Overtime the podcast, at Kinda Average Watches, and at Horology Capture.
We appreciate your support and value your feedback. If you have any questions, suggestions, or topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes, please hit us up. We would love to hear from you.
Until next time.